Hey everybody, thought I would do a little something different in the White Sox replay today. Last video was game 125 where the Brewers beat the White Sox 4-2. And I did play game 126 offline. The Sox did come back and, well, not come back, they led up front and almost gave it away, but held on for a 5-3 victory. That improves their record to 67-59. Brewers fall to 63-71. In this game, we got Larry Sorensen, the right-hander, against Wilbur Wood, the left-hander. And there you see the lineups for both teams. I don't really trust the Strat-o-matic dice on the computer, so I have brought in Ball Roller to roll the dice myself and do manual entry as I'm playing the game. So it might take a few seconds longer, but I think I'm getting a better result, or at least it just seems that way. Maybe it's my conspiracy theory, I don't know. Let's go to the ballpark, to Comiskey Park, for the Brewers and the White Sox. And there you see it right there. And the other thing the computer does, or playing on the computer does, is allowed to show the stats for each team. Specifically the Sox, because that's the one I'm doing the replay on, obviously. Look at Wilbur Wood. He's almost right on track here. He's 7-9 with a 5.09 ERA, and in real life he was 7-8 with a 4.99. So I have to give Strat some props on that one. They pretty much, their cards pretty much have him right where they need to be. So here we go. Jim Wolford's going to lead off. He's hitting .243, a homer, and 24 ribbies. I'm managing both teams. Try to be fair to both teams. It's manual entry. I'm going to roll the numbers here on the ball roller and then enter them manually on the dice roll. And then the computer will do its thing, kick out the result, and I'll write it down on my scorebook. So here we go. First pitch to Jim Wolford from Wilbur Wood. We get a 6-7, so we go over here to the entry, 6-7. And let the computer do its thing. It's a single to left field. Whoops, let's move this up here so we don't hide the commentary. Not that that's much of a commentary. I have it specifically set to not have a whole lot of commentary because I don't want to waste time. But Jim Wolford gets a leadoff single. And Wolford, if I don't hold him on, his steal only jumps to 65%. So I'm going to take a chance and not hold him on. Here's Robin Yount. 6-3 for the Robin Yount result. And off of Wilbur Wood, it's another single. Now this is something a little bit different the computer will offer that may not have been in the card game itself. I guess it's just a single without the dots. So now this kind of tells you up front your percentages. So if you're playing cards and dice, you may have to calculate all this stuff. This does it for you. So since he has an 85% chance of advancing, I'm going to go ahead and send him. And the result was a 13 on the D20 from the original roll, so we'll keep that. And we'll put that down as a 13. That means he's safe. So runners are at the corners now with nobody out, and Wilbur Wood's in early trouble. I'm going to play the infield back for the double play. See if I can get 2 outs for 1 run. And here's Cecil Cooper. He's hitting .318, 15 homers, and 93 runs driven in. Wilbur Wood trying to get out of this with the ground ball. Throws the knuckler to Cooper. It's 3-6. 3-6 for Cooper. And Cooper struck him out. So that was a big strikeout there. Now double play gets him out of the inning. For Don Money, who's tough, though. 19 homers, 75 runs driven in, and hitting .323. So he's way out above his skis here on the replay. Having a much better replay than he did in real life. So Wood, with a little knuckler to Money, 1-5. And a 1-5 result turns into a fly to right question mark. So now it gives you the percentages. Do you want to send him for a sac fly chance? Of course, at 90% you have to. So they're going to send him. The play at the plate, the roll is a 6. We're going to keep this same D20 because we didn't use the D20 in the first roll. So a 6 is your number. And that means he scores. So it is a sacrifice fly to right field. And the Brew Crew take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Brings up Sal Bando with Yount at first and 2 down. Bando hitting 19 homers, 74 runs driven in, and a .263 clip. 5-10, and a 5-10 on Wilbur Wood's card is a catcher X. And that's a pass ball and a pop out, but the pass ball only means the runner goes to second, so nothing huge there. And then the pop out to end the inning. So the Brewers pick up a run in the first, lead at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. And on the hill is Larry Sorensen. He is 9-3 with a .302 ERA. He's killing it in the replay. In the real life, he was 7-10 with a 4.36, so he's doing way better. Kessinger, a recent acquisition, hasn't had many at-bats. He's hitting 235 in real life, but in the replay, he's hitting 467, so he is really killing it in just 15 at-bats. Of course, that's going to, I'm sure, normalize over time. So here's Kessinger, 1-8 on Kessinger's card. Gets us a pop out to third base, and there's one away as Mr. Money put that away. All right, here's Chet Lemon. He's hitting 267, 12 homers, and 60 RBIs. He's way off his mark on triples. That's the one skewed number here is the triples. He only had 4 in real life, had 11 already. Everything else is pretty normalized. Here's Chet Lemon, 6'6", 6'6" off of the Sorensen card. And that's going to give us a ground ball to the shortstop. And Robin Yount makes the play. 2 up, 2 down. Here's George Orta. He's hitting 279. And, of course, the dog has to bark in the middle of doing this. 279, 12 homers, 56 runs driven in for George Orta. 210 for Orta. And we get a ground ball back to Sorensen to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we go to the top of the second. It'll be Jim Wynn, the toy cannon. Gets a rare start, I guess, because of the lefty. He's not doing so well, although he's better in real life. He's 227 opposed to 175. No homers and 10 runs driven in. For the toy cannon, 210 for Mr. Wynn. And on a 210 result, he will ground it to Bannister at short for out number 1. That brings up the center fielder, Steve Bry. Steve Bry checking in at 256, 6 homers, and 37 runs driven in. 4-7 against Wilbur Wood. 4-7 on Wilbur Wood's card is a fly out to center field. Chet Lemon hauls it in, 2 down. Brings up Charlie Moore, the catcher. He's hitting 296, 4 homers, and 28 runs driven in. 3-6 for Charlie Moore against Wilbur Wood, and his 3-6 result turns into a potential triple, but you have to have a 13 or less for the triple, and he's got a 10. So that should be a triple if I'm reading that card right, and it is. So Charlie Moore, a 2-out triple, puts him in scoring position for Len Cicada, light-hitting second baseman, hitting 234, no homers, and 19 runs driven in, but he's doing better than the 162 that he had in real life. To 4-9 off of Wilbur Wood, and that checks in as a ground ball to third to end the inning. So Wilbur Wood pitches around that triple. Sox still lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom. The Brewers still lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Richie Zisk could lead off, hitting 311, 18 home runs, and 73 driven in. See what he can do here against Sorensen. 6-7 for Sorensen. 6-7. Is going to be a ground ball to second. Cicada is up to the task, makes the play, 1 away. And I forgot to mention the park effects today. It's singles are 1-9 for both lefties and righties. Home runs only 1-3. So not a very good day here at Comiskey for the hitters. Here's Oscar Gamble, an even 300, 22 homers, 68 runs driven in. And of course he's in right field today, as Zisk moved to left, and they have Nordhagen. They have Gamble in right and Johnson DH, and we only get Johnson and Gamble in the line at the same time. All right, so we got 6-10. 6-10 for Sorensen against the lefty Gamble. There's a fly ball center field X, and Bry makes the play. 2 down for DH Lamar Johnson, 293, 9 homers, and 57 runs driven. And he's kind of behind on his home runs. He's only got 9, only got half of his home runs, and he's got less than 100 at-bats left. So he's got definitely trailing on his home runs. 5-7 against Sorensen. That's probably not going to help his home run cause. But it will get him a single. Will bump his average up. That's a 2-out single for Jim Spencer. Spencer hitting 239, 13 homers, and 58 runs driven in. 4-8 and a 4-8 off of the Sorensen card. Is a ground ball to second. Cicada's got it. And the inning is over. So we go to the third, and we still have a 1-0 ball game. Here's Jim Wolford back up to the plate. And Wolford, his first time up, he singled and scored. 1-7 against the lefty. And this time he's going to get rung up by Wilbur Wood for a strikeout, 1 away. Here's Robin Yount. Yount singled his first time up. 5-8 5-8 for Yount against Wilbur Wood. Ground ball to second, and Orta couldn't get it. It's going to get through for a base hit. So base hit for Yount. He's a threat to run, so will be held. Here's Cecil Cooper. He struck out his first chance. Lefty on lefty. 3-7 for Cooper against the left-hander. And a 3-7 is a fly to center, hauled in by Lemon, 2 down. For Don Money, who had a sacrifice fly his first time up for the only RBI of the game. 1-7 for Mr. Money, and this time he flies to Lemon to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0. And now back in the lineup is Eric Soderholm. He's hitting .270, 19 home runs, 58 runs driven in. A little light on it. He has no triples yet. Doubles are almost right on line. His home runs are a little bit weak. His walks and strikeouts are pretty decent. Batting average is not too bad. All right, here's Soderholm. 4-8. 4-8 for Soderholm against Sorensen. Will be a ground ball to short. Yount's got it, 1 away. Got to bring up the catcher, Jim Essien. He's hitting .279, 9 homers and 43 runs driven in, so all his numbers are pretty much right on line. He started out red hot, but it's cooled off since then. 1-7 for Mr. Essien, and a 1-7 is going to result in a walk. So a 1-out walk to Essien. He will not even be held by anybody, so he's no threat to steal. Here's Kessinger. 5-2 off of Sorensen. Kessinger, a switch hitter batting left, and he walks. So back-to-back walks now have something cooking for the Sox here in the third inning. Chet Lemon, the batter. Essien not being held on. It's because he's such a poor base runner. 2-9. 2-9 for Chet Lemon. And a 2-9 is going to be a strikeout. So he rung him up. 2 down, and now it's up to George Orta to get it done. Orta grounded back to the mound his first trip. 6-6 against Sorensen. Lefty Orta. And he grounds to second. Sakata's got it to end the inning, so the 2 walks don't come back to bite him. We go to the fourth. It is still 1-0 Brew Crew. And here is Sal Bando to lead things off. Bando popped up to Essien his first time up. 4-7 and a 4-7 against the right-hander is a fly ball to center, and Lemon again has it. That's 3 putouts in a row by Chet Lemon. And here's Jimmy Wynn. He grounded to Bannister at short his first trip. 5-6. 5-6 off the Wilbur Wood card. Here's another ground ball to short, and Bannister will handle it again. So that's twice Bannister has got him. 2 down for Steve Bry. He flew to Lemon his first trip. 6-7 off of Wilbur Wood. That dazzling knuckleball, but he strokes it for a single. He doesn't care how dazzling it is. It's a 2-out single for Bry. He will be held because he's a threat to steal. Let's see if he can get a jump. He's going to attempt it. No, he can't get a jump, so there's not going to be an attempt because he can't get the jump. So Charlie Moore is up there. He tripled his first time up, 4-7 against Wilbur Wood. And that's going to be a fly to center, and Lemon again makes the play to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Time for the Sox to get some offense going. They're kind of been stagnant here. Only got 1 hit so far. So here's Richie Zisk. Grounded to second his first trip, 1-3. 1-3 for Zisk. He's going to ground it to third, and Mr. Money is on the bank there. On the play. 1 away, and here's Gamble. Fly to center his first trip. 1-7 for Gamble. And he will fly to center again, so Steve Bry puts it away. 2 down. Here's Johnson. He's got the only hit of the game. 5-5. 5-5 for Lamar Johnson against Sorensen. And he's going to ground it to Money at third, and it's a very easy inning, so Sox not putting up a whole lot of resistance to Larry Sorensen. Wood's trying to keep him in the game, but they're going to need some offense. Here's Sakata. He grounded to third his first trip. 4-7 against Wilbur Wood, and a 4-7. He will fly to, guess who? Chet Lemon again. 1 away. Here's Wolford. He's 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. 2-6 for Mr. Wolford against the lefty. And that will be a ground ball to Bannister. Easy play. 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Robin Yount. He has singled twice. 5-8. See if we can figure out Wood again for a third time. He can. He gets through past Orta at second base. Orta's a 4 over there, so he snuck it past Orta, who was not doing so well over there. Let's see if Yount can get a lead. He cannot, so no steal attempt. Here's Cooper, lefty on lefty, 4-7 for Wilbur Wood against the lefty. will be a walk, and that'll put 2 on with 2 outs. And Yount will have to be held at second base. He will have to be held at second base. All right, here's Don Money. 5-3 for Mr. Money. And that is a fly to left. Handled out there by Zisk to end the inning. Zisk usually a right fielder, but today playing left as they allow Oscar Gamble to play right. I guess Gamble has a better arm. All right, so here's Jim Spencer, and Spencer grounded to second his first trip. 6-2 against Sorensen. And that's a home run chance. The D20 is an 18 right here. So I think that's going to be out of range. I believe if I'm reading this right, it has to be a 1 through 8. So we'll see. And it is fly out to right field. Yep. The result was a 1 through 8 for a homer, but the D20 did not cooperate. So it's just a deep fly to right. And here's Soderholm. 5-5 against Sorensen. That's a ground ball to Money. 2 down. So the Sox struggling with just 1 hit through almost 5 complete. Here's Etienne. Southside hitmen not hitting. 1-7. And he will draw. They are drawing some walks. I will give him that. That is walk number 3 they've drawn on the game. And that'll bring up Kessinger. 1-5 for Kessinger. And he will fly to left field, handled by Wolford to end the inning. So 5 innings in the books. Not a whole lot happening. If you like pitching duels, you've come to the right spot. If we go to the 6th, it's still 1-0, and both pitchers still good to go because they've been so effective. Here is Bando. He's 0 for 2. He's popped to the catcher, and he's flied to center. 5-9 off of Wilbur Wood. And a 5-9, he is going to whiff at that knuckleball, and there's one away. And here's the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. He has been company with Don Kessinger twice. I keep calling him Bannister. It's actually Kessinger. Bannister's not playing this game. I'm just so used to Bannister being the shortstop. It is Kessinger at short and Orta at second, so just to correct myself. But Wynn has taken company with Kessinger twice on 2 ground balls. To try to hit somewhere else. 6-5 off of Wood. And he did hit it somewhere else. He flew to right, and Gamble's got it. And actually, Gamble's arm is no better than Zisk, so I'm not sure why he's in right and Zisk is in left, but that's just the way Bob Lemon played it. Here's Steve Bry. Bry is up. He's 1 for 2, a fly to center and a single. 6-5 off of Wilbur Wood. And what we come up with there is another fly to Gamble in right field to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. We're still looking at a 1-0 score. So let's look at Chet Lemon to lead things off. Lemon bumped up to the number 2 spot today. He's 0 for 2, grounded to short and strikeout. 2-10 for Lemon. And he will ground it right back to Sorensen, 1 away. So that's 1 away. Here's Orta. He's 0 for 2, a grounder to the pitcher and a grounder to second. 6-4. And a 6-4 comes up as a pop-up to Charlie Moore, and that's quickly 2 away. For Zisk, he's grounded to second and grounded to third. 0 for 2. 1-10. He could use something. Won't get it. He will foul out to Cooper at first. And 6 innings are in the books. Still 1-0. Let's look at the in-game box score really quickly. And see where we're at. All right, so there you see right now it's 1-6-0 for the Brewers. 0-1-0 for the Sox. And right now Yount is 3 for 3 in the game. He's got all the offense, it seems. Money with the sac fly for the only RBI. And, of course, the Sox very lonely over here. Only 1 lone hit by Lamar Johnson. And that was a 2-out single in the second. Both pitchers very effective, 6 innings, and definitely quality starts to this point. So we'll go back to the game. Top of the 7th we go. And it will be Charlie Moore. Moore tripled in the second and flew to center in the 4th. 3-3 against Wilbur Wood. So on Charlie Moore's card, a 3-3 is a ground ball to Spencer at first, and there's 1 away. Brings up Sakata. He's 0 for 2, a grounder to third and a fly to center. 3-6 against the lefty for Sakata, and that's a ground ball to short. Kessinger will make the play. 2 down, and that brings up the leadoff man, Jim Wolford. He is 1 for 3. Singled in the first, struck out in the third, and grounded to short in the fifth. 210. 210 against Wilbur Wood. And that's going to be a ground ball to Soderholm, and that's an easy play. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. Since we're on the computer, there's no Harry. So we just have to drive on from that. But here is Oscar Gamble to lead things off. And Oscar Gamble has flown to center field twice. Let's see if he can hit it somewhere else. He's tried Bry twice, and it hasn't worked either time. 210. 210 for Gamble against Sorensen. This time he's going to ground it to Sakata. And that's an easy play. So they're making Sorensen look like Tom Seaver out there. Here's Lamar Johnson. He's got the only hit of the game. 3-9. 3-9 for Lamar Johnson. And he grounds it to out. 2 down. Got the ground ball working. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Jim Spencer. He has grounded to second and flown to right. 6-11 off of Sorensen this time. 6-11 will be a base hit. Base hit to right field. Second hit of the game for the Sox. And it brings up Soderholm. He has grounded out twice. Grounded to short in the third and grounded to third in the fifth. Spencer not going to be held. 6-3. So we got a 6-3 count against Sorensen. And that's a fly ball to left field X. And Wolford is up to the task to make the play. And the inning is over. So we've gone 7 complete. Sox have gotten a lot more out of Wilbur Wood than they anticipated. But and actually he's now surpassed his innings pitched, all totaled. His fatigue is probably, let's see here, let's look at his card. Does it give his ratings? Let's see here. What's in here somewhere? Trying to remember where it is. I don't know if I remember where it is exactly on here. I don't think it says it on here what his fatigue is. Oh, there it is, 6. My bad. I was going all the other places. This is 6. But since the 6th inning, he hasn't given up any hits or base runners, so he's still good to go. They're going to let him keep going. Why bring in somebody else if he's pitching well? So here's Robin Yount to lead it off. He's the one guy that Wood cannot solve. Yount is 3 for 3, 3 singles. 310 for Yount. And this time they finally get him. A ground ball to Soderholm. They finally retire Robin Yount. 1 away. Here's Cecil Cooper. Lefty on lefty. Struck out, fly to center, and walked. 0 for 2. 4-8. 4-8 lefty on lefty for Wilbur Wood. And a 4-8 is a double chance. But it's a 13 on the D20, so I think that reduces it to a single. And it does. So it is a base hit for Cecil Cooper. 1 away, and here's Don Money. And now you wonder, do they bring in somebody from the bullpen? With Wilbur Wood going through the order again, you got to figure they may run into issues. So let's check their bullpen and see who they have that's rested. They do have Don Kirkwood. They have Silvio Martinez. They have Bart Johnson, Dave Hamilton, and Laren LeGros. All are available. Let's see how they want to play this. LeGros just pitched an inning and a third yesterday in the previous game. Kirkwood is way above his threshold. Martinez, not quite up to his yet. Of course, he's not very good either, so that's the reason why you're not playing him a lot. But I think I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. I'm going to bring in Martinez just because he needs to pitch. And if he struggles, I'll take him out. So Silvio Martinez is on for the Sox. Wilbur Wood ends up going a total of 7 1/3 innings. And he faces 30 batters. Gives up 7 hits and so far 1 run, which was earned, but can't close the book yet because you got the runner on base is his responsibility. So let's see what Martinez can do here against Don Money. 5-8 against Martinez's card. 5-8, and he struck him out. So nice play there by Martinez. 2 down. Brings up the DH Sal Bando. 2-8 off of Bando's card this time. And the 2-8 is going to pop it to short, so Martinez gets out of the 8th inning with no issues. He can close the book on Wood. He does allow the 1 run, but he's in position to take a tough luck loss. Let's look at his numbers for the game for Wilbur Wood. And you can see what he has done. 7 1/3, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So he definitely deserved a better fate. But we shall see. So far, Sorensen tossing a 2-hitter for the Brew Crew, and he's definitely not tired either. So they're going to leave him in there until he gets in trouble. Here's Essien to lead things off. He has walked twice. 4-4 off of the Sorensen card. And this time he will ground it to short, but error on robbing Yount. So Yount boots it. First error of the game for either team. It's an E6 right off the bat for robbing Yount. So now that makes things a little interesting. Let's see. The Sox just don't have a lot of guys that can run. Looking to pinch run for Essien, but I don't know who they have that's a very good stealer. He's a D stealer. He does run as a 17, does Bannister. Carr can obviously run as a 17. He's a C stealer. So they're going to bring Ralph Carr in to pinch run for Essien, just to get some speed out there and force the defense to hold the runner on base. It might open up something for one of the other batters. And then Downing will come in to catch in the 9th as his defensive replacement. Right now, Kessinger is up. I think possibly a bunt here might be in order. So let's try a bunt. See what his percentage is, 83%. So we'll try it. Sacrifice bunt to the first baseman. That's what the computer says. So that's what I'm going to call it. And Carr gets to second base. So now Carr, good base runner, 17 speed, a base hit almost will certainly score him. So the Brewers trying to bear down here. It's Chet Lemon up to the plate. Base hit will almost certainly tie the score. 4-7 unless it's a 1-star. 4-7 off of Sorensen. And it's a 1, which is a 1-star. So you get your hit, but it's only 1 star. And now runners are at the corners with 1 out. Infield. The computer has brought the infield in. I am managing the game, but I'm letting the computer determine things like infield in and holding runners. But I am doing substitutions for myself. So I'm wondering if, with the lefty coming up order, whether we should bring in a lefty out of the bullpen, because Sorensen may be getting fatigued. Let's see what Sorensen's fatigue level is. He's a starter of 7. So he went 7, but now here in the 8th he's given up a hit. So he'll still be okay. But I think the prudent move might be to go to the bullpen. They could bring in the left-hander Bob McClure, who has a +3% chance against lefties. So they're going to make the move, play the percentages, and bring in Bob McClure. Could be a controversial move since Sorensen is pitching a shutout, but trying to play it the way I think the manager might play it. So McClure is on. We'll wrap the book on Sorensen after the inning is over. Right now he's gone 7 1/3, and he faced 29 batters, giving up only 3 hits. Don't know about the runs yet because the runners on base are his responsibility. So we'll see what McClure in order will do. You do have runners at the corners. And let's put this here, I guess. You have runners on the corners and 1 out. Infield has come in. So here's the pitch from the lefty McClure to the lefty Orta. 4-11. 4-11 off of McClure's card. Is a walk, so he loads the bases with that walk. The bases are now loaded. And now with Zisk coming up, I think they're going to make the move again and go to a right-hander. And that right-hander is going to be Bill Castro, their closer. So they're going right to their closer. They're not messing around. They tried to play the percentages. It didn't work out. So now they're just going to say, forget it. We're going to our closer. So Bill Castro is on. Castro on the season does have 5 saves. He is 1-2 with a 4.73 ERA and 5 saves. He had 13 saves on the season. So Castro is on. The infield is still in, which is kind of strange, but I guess they don't trust that they can turn the double play. I'm going to let it in. That's what the computer has, so I'm going to let it go there. Because a lot of times you play the infield back, you get a ground ball B and run scores, and people say, why didn't you play the infield in? So it's kind of darn if you do and darn if you don't, so we'll just let it go at that. But we do have Castro right here against Richie Zisk, and Zisk is 0 for 3. He's due. He hasn't gotten the ball to the infield yet. He needs something. Even a sac fly would work right here. See what happens here. Zisk, a 3-7 off his own card. Can he get it off his own card? It's a ground ball, second base C. The runner Carr is out. So by playing the infield in, that cut the run off. So I guess the computer knew what it was doing. It's a fielder's choice, and the runner, Carr, the pinch runner, is out 4-2 on the force play. Everybody else moves up a base. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs for Oscar Gamble. Now, Gamble has a chance. Now, the infield obviously back to normal positioning with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Big chance here for Oscar Gamble. He's got 68 RBIs. He could use a few more. Sox could use something to get off the schneid. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be off Castro's card, though. 6-10 against a lefty. And a 6-10 is a ground ball third base X. Money makes the error, and that's going to allow the tying run to score. So a boot of the ground ball by Don Money. He was not money on that play. It's an unearned run, and we have a tie ball game. 1 apiece. And that takes Wilbur Wood off the hook for the loss, although it does cause Sorensen to lose his chance at a win. And now the bases are still loaded with 2 outs for Lamar Johnson. Tie game at 1. Let's see what happens. Lamar Johnson. Chance for the go-ahead run. 6-9. 6-9 against Castro's card. And a 6-9 is a strikeout. He struck him out to end the inning. But the Sox pick up the run. And, of course, the little computer is telling us we're missing the catcher because we pinch hit for Essien. So that means we need to go to Downing and bring him in to catch. Let's see. Do we leave Carr? You know what? I think Carr is going to stay in the game to play in left field for better defense. And then Zisk is going to move to right field. And we'll have Downing coming in catch and bat in the spot formerly held by Oscar Gamble. So let me write these on my score sheet so that I'm straight on my scorebook. So Carr stays in the game to play left field, and Zisk moves from left field to right field. All right, so we're ready to start the top of the 9th. Tied 1-1. Now the question is, do you trust Silvio Martinez in a 1-1 game? Now he did prove himself good in the top of the 8th, getting 2 outs and 2 batters, but he does still check in with an ERA of 5.79, and you do have the closer, Laren LeGros, that could come in. So I think the wise move, prudent move, is to go ahead and bring Laren LeGros in the closer. No safe situation anymore, so he's trying to keep the score right where it is. We will pat Martinez on the back, say good job for your 2/3 of an inning, getting the Sox out of that jam. But now we move on, and it's going to be Jimmy Wynn. Now, Wynn may be pinch hit for because they are now facing a right-hander. So we'll go to the Brewers' defense or bench players. And let's see who they got off the bench that's left-handed. They do have Von Joshua, if they would like, and he could come in and play right field. I think Joshua voted for. No, he's actually in center field, but they can move Bry, I think, to right field. Yep, they sure could. So we're going to bring Von Joshua in to pinch hit for Jimmy Wynn, and Joshua will stay in the game to play center field. Steve Bry will move from center field to right field in the bottom of the 9th. But right now, we have Laren LeGros facing Von Joshua. 6-4, 6-4 off of LeGros' card is a fly ball center field X. Lemon has a 2-base error. He misplays it, and Joshua gets to second base with nobody out. Boy, what a bad time for a Chet Lemon error right there. Hugely bad time for a Chet Lemon error. And now they're in deep doo-doo as Steve Bry is up. Don't know if they're going to bunt or let him swing away. Let's check the bunt rating here. He's an 83%, so they're going to go ahead and bunt him. And it is a sack bunt, so that works well. Sacrifice to first, and that will move Joshua to third, and now the infield's going to have to come in. They have no choice as Charlie Moore, the batter. Infield is in. 2-6 for Charlie Moore on his card. And he's going to ground ball shortstop A and have the infield in. The infield in, drawn in infield, gives up that base hit. So that's the danger in bringing the infield in. It cost him a run. It's an unearned run thanks to the error by Lemon. Lemon was sour on that one. So Brewers now lead at 2-1. So here's Len Cicada, rather. 2-9 for Cicada. And Cicada ground ball to second. That'll advance the runner to second on the ground ball C. So Money will go to second base with 2 outs for Jim Wolford. Got to keep any more runs from scoring. LeGros has to do his best to keep that from happening. 4-7. It's going to be a 10 on the D20, so I think that's going to be an out. It will be a line out to Soderholm to end the inning. And now we need to make the defensive changes for the bottom half of the inning. And that's going to be Von Joshua going to center field and Steve Bry moving to right field. So Castro, of course, is going to stay in to try to close things out. It's a 2-1 ball game. As we go to the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Spencer, Soderholm, and Carr, because Carr came in and hit an Essien spot. Now, the thing here is it's showing his endurance. He's tired, maybe from a previous appearance or something. So let's see if we can go to the bullpen. And we don't want to have a tired arm out there. So let's see who they might bring in. Rodriguez does have 12 saves on the season. He's kind of been their de facto closer. Only had 4 in real life. So they could go to Rodriguez, and I think they will. So Eduardo Rodriguez, since he's not tired, or maybe he's coming with endurance too. So hold on, let's back this out. I didn't see anything about endurance problems. I went too far. Now I got to do a liner to third. So hold on, let me figure out what a liner to third would be. Actually, I'll just do it in. Actually, it was a 4-7, wasn't it? I can just do a 4-7 again. That's how I'll determine that. And the 10 on the D20, we'll make that a liner. So we're back to the line drive, and now we're back to where we need to be. And now we can come into doing our changes. So Bry goes to right. Joshua goes to center. Now, I don't want to bring in somebody that's tired. So Sam Hines, he has no saves. Tough call. I don't know if you bring Hines in, whether he would. They're going to bring Hines in, assuming he's not tired. Hopefully he doesn't show up as an endurance. He's got endurance 1, so this is even worse. All right, well we'll see what they can do. We'll see what we do. We'll start with Hines, and if he runs into trouble, then we can bring in Rodriguez. So Castro is eligible for the win now, since they scored the run in the top of the ninth. So here's Spencer against Sam Hines, as the Sox are trying to catch up against Hines. 2-6. Sorry, I just couldn't resist. 2-6 for Spencer. And he'll ground it to first. Cooper's got it, so maybe Hines is the answer. Here's Soderholm, 1 away. 1-6 for Soderholm. And he will strike out. So Hines says, why are you poo-pooing me being in there? Now his endurance is down to 0, but as long as he avoids the ones with the dots, he's okay. Here's Ralph Carr, who came in as a pinch runner, stayed in the game. So his last chance, Ralph Carr, he's hitting .267, 6 homers, 43 runs driven in. He could use another dinger right about here. 2-9 for Carr. Don't know what that brings about. Let's see. A 2-9. It's a ground ball to Yount, and that's the ball game. So Sam Hines comes in and gets the save. How about that? And the Sox drop another tough one. Offense just is not performing right now, as they drop now to 67 and 60. Tough luck loss for LeGros. He drops to 11 and 5 because of the unearned run, that error on Lemon. His error really cost him. Brewers had 2 errors, but they weren't quite as costly, although the 1 error did allow the 1 run to score. That's why there's no RBIs in this column here for the Sox. But only getting 3 hits just isn't going to cut it for your offense. So Castro gets the win, and Hines picks up his first save. He had 2 saves on the season. That's save number 1. If you go to the recap, you can read the little recap if you want. I'll just, you can pause it or whatever. But there you go. So there's the victory there for the Brewers. They improved to 64 and 71. Sox dropped to 67 and 60. So what I'll do now is go over and show the league statistics and see how the league is performing. All right, this is what we got so far. Boston and Baltimore in a dead heat in the AL East with the Yankees right on their tail. So big 3-team race there in the East. In the West, Texas 4 games ahead of Kansas City, 9 ahead of Minnesota, and now the Sox dropped 10 games back. As you can see here, I am 5 games behind the pace. They were 72 and 55 at this point. I'm 5 games behind that pace right now. Texas is 6 games ahead of their pace, and everybody else is pretty much about right. But Texas is definitely overperforming, and Sox are a little bit underperforming. So there's your statistic or your standings in the American League. So now if we go to the Sox specifically, let's bring up their team stats and see what their team stats are doing. They check in at 67 and 60 through 127 games. They are 32 and 32 at home, 35 and 28 on the road. Against they do much better against lefty starters than they do against righties. So they need to face some lefties if they can, I guess. Let's see, losing streak currently 1 game. Let's see, your 1-run games, they're 14 and 10, so not too bad there, and they're really good in extra innings. Let's look at the ERA, about the same. Let's look at how they're doing against individual teams. Against the Brewers are 6 and 5. Let's see, they're 7 and 8 against Texas. They're really good against Minnesota, 7 and 2 against the Twins. But they're 6 and 9 against the Royals. And against the Yankees, they are 2 and 8. That really, there's your killer right there. 2 and 8 against the Yankees. That's not good. That's not going to get it done. You can beat up on the Blue Jays, but 2 and 8 against the Yankees just doesn't seem to be where they need to be. Let's look at their player stats. Kessinger's an outlier because he hasn't played much, but Zisk is leading the team in hitting at 308, 18 homers and 73 runs driven in. Pitching-wise, LeGros, 195 ERA, 11 and 5 record with 18 saves. As a starter, Ken Kravick is 11 and 2, 265 ERA. If you want to get to the real ugly things, let's go to their fielding. And you can see at shortstop right here, Alan Bannister has committed 38 errors with a .936 fielding percentage. And Chet Lemon, of all people, in center. Chet Lemon has now made 13 errors in center field as a .961 clip, so not very good at all. Their center fielders as a whole are not very good. Let's see, left fielders, Carr at .979, that's borderline okay for an outfielder. Zisk, .972, again, troubles in the outfield there. At third base, Soderholm .974, pretty good, but Brohammer's awful, .884. So that's not good at all. Second base, Orta, .964. That's about where he should be. Can't complain there. First base, Spencer and Johnson, they're both decent. Johnson a little weaker, though, .982. First baseman should be a .990 or better to be a good first baseman. So he's .993. The catcher's about even. Let's see, anybody? I don't think there's anything else to worry about here. Let's look at their lefty-righty splits. See who's hitting lefties and who's hitting righties. Let's see here. Zisk is tearing up lefties at 426 clip, only hitting righties at 267. Let's see about the lefties. Let's see here. Lefties. Where are Bannister's killing lefties at 346, but only hitting 254 against the right-handers. Gamble, opposite thing. He's dogging the right-handers, but lefties are giving him trouble at 205. Spencer, again, hitting 258 against righties, but only a .193 against the lefties. So it's a couple of lefties hitters that aren't doing well against left-handed pitching. So there you go. That's an overview of where we're at. And we can take it now back to the didn't want team stats. I wanted league standings. Look at the league stats one more time. You can see they're 10 games back at 67 and 60. Texas is in front. And the big race is right here. Right there. Those 3 teams right there together. As we move on to the next game in the season, we go to the next scheduled game, and we see that the Sox now travel to Cleveland. So they leave the friendly confines, and they will be playing. That's the next video game. Next game on video. It'll be Steve Stone against Rick Waits of the Cleveland Indians, and that's where the Sox will be headed. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that different kind of presentation of the Sox baseball. And enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all with cards and dice down the road.